were sat opposite each other on the table, they were given nothing away. They knew they're playing each other. They know exactly what's in store, but they were keeping very cool, calm, and collected. But this is the moment the battle really commences. There's best of 5 here. ISMOO versus SEIISHIZO. Let's head into match 2 of the Europe Cup quarterfinals here as we take a pick and ban and see exactly what will happen next.
Summoners, the second match of the day is in action right now. ISMOO versus SEIISHIZO. It is a best of 5. We got the pre-bans. The Wunsa and the Oliver get pre-bans.
I am really surprised by that Oliver pre-ban, given he could have pre-banned the Gianna or the Lima. ISMOO must be having some tricks prepared up his sleeve, maybe some off-wheel units for a Gianna pick.
SEIISHIZO not taking a second to draft up that Shizuka as the first unit and has locked it in. ISMOO taking his time to draft up his 2 units, goes with the Praha.
Well, with Oliver not being available as the most common first pick, Shizuka is probably the next best unit to first pick, and it'll be really interesting to see who he decides to combine with the Shizuka.
ISMOO picking up 2 oracles away from SEIISHIZO. The Oracle King drafting up the Praha, and the Juno on ISMOO's side have been locked in.
I do wonder how many oracles we will see in this match, Killer, because those 2 units do counter the Shizuka quite nicely with their skill 2s, especially the Juno, of course, where Shizuka's debuffs don't really work on the Juno super well.
Well, there we go, another oracle picked up by SEIISHIZO. Lima locked in for second unit, Molly for the third. ISMOO with the Dominic. First time seeing Dominic today, has come out to play and has been locked in for ISMOO's third unit.
That is looking like a very fearsome combo, having both Lima and Shizuka available to him. SEIISHIZO, he's going to have almost permanent invincibility, but luckily ISMOO does have those 2 strippers. Does he want to bring yet another stripper though?
Here we go, picking up that Wusa for his 4th unit on ISMOO's side. SEIISHIZO bringing out that Changpang and the Charlotte and locks it in. Charlotte and Changpang locked in for SEIISHIZO's draft, which is completed. ISMOO, 1 more unit to pick up.
Wow, very interesting indeed. You don't usually see a Molly with a Charlotte, but I do actually quite like it because ISMOO is looking very water heavy and he has the Changpang or the Lioness to strip, followed by either the Changpang or the Charlotte skill free. ISMOO definitely wants to bring a fire unit to counter that as he does.
And a fire unit indeed, he has picked up Marsha for that final unit on ISMOO's side and has locked it in. Few more seconds for the bans to come in. I'm curious to see what we're going to get a ban.
Indeed, I wonder which of the fire units will be banned out, the Masha or the Juno.
Masha gets banned, Changpang gets banned. Here we go, ISMOO versus SEIISHIZO. Leader skills are about to come in. Are we both going to get an accuracy from Lima and a HP from Dom on ISMOO's side? This is the first set, best of 5, ISMOO versus SEIISHIZO. Here we go. Lima with the first turn, goes for the strip, lands the 2 slow on the Wusa and the Dominic. Charlotte follows up very fast, reduces that attack bar.
That's a really interesting choice of lead from SEIISHIZO, actually picking up the accuracy lead rather than the HP lead, which was available from Shizuka, which suggests that SEIISHIZO's units are really efficient rather than high accuracy. Is that going to mean that once ISMOO starts to, take his turns, it's going to be a little bit easier to take down SEIISHIZO's units, I wonder.
Wow, all things in nature coming out from Shizuka. First time seeing that today, and it's huge. Juno goes for the strip.
Wow.
Wow, what happened there? Juno is asleep from the...
It was from the Charlotte, I think. That was really, really interesting. I can't tell if Charlotte actually revenged or not. Maybe she did, but of course the sleep from the Charlotte actually helps Juno because it gives Juno a little bit of healing for her team.
Wow, pass, life spell put onto Charlotte. SEIISHIZO looking very healthy with all those buffs on his team. Goes with the skill 1 onto Praha. Molly onto Dominic. Gets an additional turn. Could that be a good thing? Goes onto Dominic again. Praha. Predicted future or daydream for the strip. Goes for the strip. Daydream. Oh, Lima with the revenge. Additional turn from Praha. Goes for the predicted future. Landing the sleep on 2 of the units.
Oh, yes. One is Praha, one is Molly. That was really lucky when Praha had the glancing that she was able to strip the Shizuka, Lima, and the Molly. And when she didn't have the glancing, she was really unfortunate to fail the sleep on 2 of the units. So what does glancing even do at the moment? Luckily for ISMOO, for Dominic, the glancing doesn't really matter. He still does the same amount of damage because, of course, his damage is fixed based on his attack.
Nothing matters for Dominic, not even glancing or elemental. Oh, Dominic putting some serious damage into that Shizuka. Shizuka not looking very healthy. Molly sustaining the team with the heal. Shizuka surviving by an inch. Oh wow, this is huge actually. Goes for the skill 1 onto Dominic, fails the super speed buff. Lands the stuns from the Charlotte. Dominic only taking 1 turn so far. Juno onto the Shizuka, takes her out.
Wow, that was thrilling. The Molly sustaining to the Shizuka by the edge of her teeth. Is that an expression? But it doesn't matter because Juno was able to take out that Shizuka based on her artifact. Additional damage, of course, not caring about element.
That was actually a huge proc from Wusa, putting some pure damage from his skill 2 into Charlotte. But that Charlotte is on revenge. Revenge on the Wusa, failed to sleep him. Charlotte goes on to Dominic. Dominic about to take a turn. Goes into Charlotte.
Oh.
Takes out Charlotte. That is huge. Huge.
There
Praha
it
goes.
is. We love to see it. ISMOO is looking very dominant right now. Only Lima really bringing damage. Molly, of course, with the heavy sustain, but is it going to be enough for units against 2?
There we go. Wusa putting up some buffs up on his team, looking pretty healthy. Praha doing some damage onto that Molly. I think he's having to work on Molly first because Lima is on revenge. Dominic, you're up. Are you going on to Molly? Doing some serious damage on Molly. No additional turn. Molly gets some sustain and heal from her passive.
Wow. There we go. This Dominic is so tanky. He has an HP lead available to him to help him survive. And even though SEIISHIZO has been focusing down at Dominic, he is still on the field. He has Wusa, Juno, and Praha helping Dominic stay alive. And ISMOO is really showing the quality of his runes and artifacts right now. We know that SEIISHIZO has incredibly strong ones of those two, but ISMOO absolutely has the same.
There we go. Dominic taking out that Molly and surviving so many hits through this match. SEIISHIZO sitting there thinking about his next match because ISMOO is sitting there with 4 units and SEIISHIZO with 1 unit. This match looks pretty well decided at this moment.
Indeed. SEIISHIZO, I am sure, will be wondering, what am I going to change in this match for the next match? It was an interesting matchup. It was really, really hard to tell going into the match. I did think that ISMOO had a slight advantage. I wonder if SEIISHIZO should have actually banned out the Juno rather than the Masher, because in this match, he had 2 sources of immunity from the Shizuka and Lima, but ISMOO had 2 strips. If you banned out the fire unit that also stripped the Juno, things might actually have been a little bit different.
Indeed they are. ISMOO goes into a 1-0 lead here. He said before this competition, do your best, but you won't get past me easily. And he's absolutely spot on after that first game there. The Dominic, their killer as well, was just so dominant in that last game. Such a strong unit.
Yeah, Adam, that Dominic took a lot of hits at the beginning, like turn cycles, the Lima, the Shizuka, all that damage from the Charlotte, and the Dominic just survived and survived and survived. And when he had his chance, he put that damage into the enemy and did some kills.
Yeah, you can see as well there SEIISHIZO's body language, very composed at first, kind of like taking his time, looking, but suddenly towards the end realizing, okay, the tides have turned here. This is looking a little bit worrying. Now you talked about it, kind of going away, and what does SEIISHIZO do in the next game? Baus, what do you think he does now in this next set? How does he get back into the competition to a degree? Because obviously he's still very much in this. We saw the first game was 3-2, loads to play for, but he wants to make a mark here, right?
Absolutely. He wants to make a mark, and he has so many tools available to him to help make a mark. It will be really interesting to see if ISMOO decides to pre-ban one of the Oracles this time around. He can't pre-ban the Oliver anymore. Is SEIISHIZO going to pre-ban one of ISMOO's LDs, or is he going to pre-ban the Oliver? Yeah,
pre-ban's obviously such a vital part of the game, and we're about to jump into the next one. This is match 2, set 2. ISMOO, SEIISHIZO, what will happen next? Can't wait to see how the next chapter unfolds. Over to you, fellas.
Summoners, second set is underway as predicted by Boss. The Gianna, the Oracle gets the pre-ban, the Oliver gets the pre-ban. They are locked in. ISMOO picking up the Shizuka this time around for the first unit and locks it in. SEIISHIZO drafting up the Dominic and the Masha.
This draft is looking very much mirrored from match 1. SEIISHIZO actually deciding to pre-ban the Oliver rather than the Light Dark unit, and ISMOO taking out the Shizuka, which is probably the strongest unit that if Oliver is not available.
There we go, ISMOO picking up that Miles for the second unit. We know Miles is a very strong meta unit that does some fixed damage according to speed, and he's been locked in.
I do like that Miles pickup. Really interesting, SEIISHIZO taking a different approach to ISMOO by picking up the Dominic and the Masha, 2 really strong meta units. rather than the stripper, saving those until later on in his draft.
I'm loving that. Tessarion pick up from ISMOO locked in for the third unit. SEIISHIZO responding with a molly, and the Praha locked in this time around on his side.
SEIISHIZO really favoring the molly once again. He could have picked up the Riley, but the Riley gets countered quite well by Miles, so he wants to bring a healer that is not providing buffs. At the same time, he also has that Praha, which is a nice counter to all of the units on ISMOO's side of the field.
There we go. ISMOO picking up the Sierra and the Merlong for his final two units. They have locked in. This is the first time we've seen Sierra in today's matches.
I mean, the Oracle King has busted out an Oracle that is not one of his signature colors. And ISMOO, the player facing the Oracle King, actually bringing his own Oracle once again. ISMOO has now picked up all 3 elemental Oracles in his matches so far.
Wow, we got the Water Battle Angel picked up by SEIISHIZO as the final unit, and it's locked in.
Well, that is a surprise. The Amber, the Water Battle Angel, she does fixed damage based on the number of debuffs on enemy. With that skill 2 having 3 or 4 hits, that can take out quite a nice chunk of health, and actually synergizing with the Praha's predicted future really nicely. I wonder if that means ISMOO will either take out the Amber or the Praha, or just one of the oppressive single target damage dealers.
The pre-bans arena, which is both HP leads. We got the Shizuka and the Dominic pre-ban. Speed lead and resistance lead. ISMOO with the speed lead. SEIISHIZO with the resistance lead. This is set number 2. ISMOO 1-0 over SEIISHIZO. Here we go. Miles with the first shot. Spin, grab, shot. Goes on to Amber. Resistance. Wow.
Oh, that is unfortunate. That resistance from Amber is huge because now we get to see the combo Praha into Amber. Is that combo going to be able to take out a unit before it even moves from ISMOO's side?
There we go. We got that Tessa on revenge, but Tessa is asleep after that predicted future coming off Praha. Praha another turn onto the Sierra, dealing very okay damage onto that Sierra.
Yeah, SEIISHIZO is looking in a really good position indeed because he has Praha, he has Molly, he has a lot of sustain on his side, whereas ISMOO's draft is supposed to be a draft where he tries to take out a unit turn 1, but he's not able to do so because the Sierra was actually not quick enough to follow up in order to help him do that. I wonder which unit is going to be ISMOO's focus now.
Did you see that damage from Tessarion into Molly, landing that defense break Oblivion and bringing her HP bar down to half. Who will he cleanse? Will he cleanse the bomb or will he cleanse his Oblivion? Goes for the Oblivion cleanse, cleanses it off Molly. Praha with skill 1 into Sierra. Sierra, the bomb is available again. Will he try to land it on Praha and take it out? Here we go. ISMOO, what will you do? Goes onto the Praha, lands the bomb. Oh, he's getting detonated. No, chooses not to detonate.
I think that's a smart decision to not detonate the bomb just yet, simply because one of the bombs is going to explode next turn anyway, and Molly has already used her cleanse. But look at how much damage and what an impactful skill 2 that was from Amber just now.
Yeah, Amber in action seems very, very interesting. Masha taking out that Sierra. Wow, additional turn. Goes into Tessarion. Tessarion gets the defense break. Oh my god! No, Praha gets additional turn and detonates the bomb and is out of this match. Molly takes out that Tessarion. Miles, a very strong unit, goes onto the Amber, dealing a little bit of damage. Spin, grab, shot. Will he go to Amber again? Goes onto the Masha, failing to stun her, but strips. Merlong with the Reckless taking out Amber.
Oh, this match is so close. We have Masha, which is traditionally going to be weak to water units, but we know from the ladder, I personally know that Masha can crit on water whenever she likes. Is she going to do enough of those crits for Masha to take out one of these 2 water
Honestly,
units?
that was a huge proc for Miles dismantling that Masha. Masha's dismantled, not looking too healthy. Like he said, a critical onto water from Masha, dealing damage onto the Merlong. Miles returning the favor and taking out that Masha out of this match. Merlong goes for the Dragon's Dance, failing to stun the Molly. Spin, a grab, shot from Miles onto Molly. Molly takes a turn and heals.
Saving that spin grab shot for when Molly puts up the shield so that he can strip the shield. The fact that this Molong is on Vampire is actually really good for ISMOO because he can leech a little bit of health. Otherwise, that Molong would have been taken out by the Molly right now. And I think ISMOO is looking like he's going to go into a 2-0 lead right now, potentially. What an exciting time to be alive.
Wow, he doesn't do spin grab shot, takes that second set. 2-0 over SEIISHIZO.
Love that. Do you know what? That is superb work. I love the fact that even before the final monster is taken out, ISMOO's like, let's go. He knows straight up he's done it. And also, I love this as well, because we saw SEIISHIZO very confident coming into this competition as well. Walks down the stairs going like, yeah, look at the name. And that ISMOO straight away is going, that's 2, mate. That's 2. That's twice. All right? I got my 2 already. I mean, fantastic work again there. We saw, units that we haven't seen previously. You mentioned about vampires, leeching off. It seemed that ISMOO really has kind of maybe catered for every different scenario mentally, kind of knows how to work around SEIISHIZO's potential strategies each time here. Killer, this is a last chance. But we saw that in the first game, we saw that it was, Janzelot managed to do it, get 3 on the bounce here. But ISMOO, he's been there, he's done it all at the Worlds. He got to the Europe Cup final. I mean, is this a much tougher hill to climb for SEIISHIZO now?
It is, but it is doable, like we saw in the last match.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a tough hill, but like it's still anyone's game.
I know.
It's a best out of 5, so we're about to see how it's going to turn out.
That's what we love. Prelims are getting into this competition, and the best of the best are here. So anything really is possible right now. And again, as always, let us know in the chat who you think is going all the way. Is it ISMOO or SEIISHIZO? But it's 2-0 to ISMOO now. Can SEIISHIZO make the comeback? It is time to pick and ban once again here. This being so pivotal for our players, particularly SEIISHIZO, because it could be last chance saloon. It's back to Baus and to Killer to bring us all the action. Let's dive on in.
Here we go. ISMOO versus SEIISHIZO. Match point for ISMOO. Pre-bans are in. We've got the Oliver and the Wunsa pre-bans.
That is no surprise at all. They decided to default to the pre-bans from match 1, but are they going to change up their picks this time round? Because SEIISHIZO's draft did not work out too well for him in the previous round.
There we go. SEIISHIZO picking up that Praha Oracle King first locked in. ISMOO with the Shizuka and the Dominic for first and second unit.
This is really interesting. It is looking like match 1, but the player names are switched because SEIISHIZO is the one with the Praha and Juno, and ISMOO is the one with the Shizuka. ISMOO is switching up though because he's bringing water units to counter those fire units and not wind units.
Yeah, that was very quick drafting from both players just a second ago. SEIISHIZO picking up that Marsha and Juno for second and third unit. ISMOO picking up that Miles that's done well for him in the past match, locked in for third unit, and his fourth unit is going to be a Pontos.
Wow, that is a surprising pick, especially because SEIISHIZO has the light and the dark oracle available to him. I wonder if he got a little bit nervous being on the edge of victory because SEIISHIZO can just bring out 2 more strippers, his oracles, or other units as we see on the screen, and then Pontos won't do a whole amount.
And there we go, Diana and the Gianna are locked in for SEIISHIZO's side. The fourth and fifth unit. ISMOO flashing the pure vanilla cookie that he recently, I assume, got. I did not witness it, but yes, I did see it. He got it a day ago. Tsarion has been dropped. Ooh, what is he going to pick his final unit?
Oh, so many choices, so difficult to decide. If he's picking up the Bello, that might mean he is banning out the Diana, but also the Praha has such a strong skill set that has to be under consideration as well for a ban.
There we go. Abilia gets locked in for ISMOO sides. The bans are in. The Diana, the Pontos get the ban. What leader skills are we going to see? Are we going to see a resistance lead from SEIISHIZO? No, he goes with the attack lead and the HP lead for ISMOO. Match point for ISMOO. It is a best out of 5. It is still anyone's game at this moment. Here we go. First turn with Miles. Miles, he wasn't using skill 1 before. Will he use skill 2 this time? Spin grab shot. Oh, big stun on Gianna. Wow. Again, more damage onto Gianna. Gianna missing a turn from that stun.
Well, I thought the Pontos was a weird pick, but it was not that weird because SEIISHIZO decided to ban out the Pontos. I'm actually quite surprised why he banned it out. I'm sure he has his reasons. I can't see it right now because he had 3 AoE strippers, but maybe he thought, I don't have enough accuracy on his units because we do remember he picked the accuracy lead on Lima previously, so maybe that is why.
Wow, Dominic deleting that Gianna out of this match. Juno deals some damage onto Dominic. Dominic is still looking okay. Abilia's passive, was that triggered or is it a turn? No, full attack bar, takes the turn, goes for the heal, provokes the Juno. It's not an advantage actually because Juno gets a speed buff right now. Shizuka, all things in nature, is available. Will she choose to use it or will she go past life spell onto Dominic?
Wow, what a match, what a match. And ISMOO is in a bit of a lead right now because SEIISHIZO's Gianna got removed from the field so incredibly quickly. Last time round, Miles was not able to stun on his turn 1. This time round, he has been able to take out that Gianna. But Masha is still on the field. Do not discount SEIISHIZO just yet, especially when he has to sustain from Praha.
Wow, that fast link from Masha landing a defense break. And the Praha, not knowing anything about elemental advantage, taking out that Dominic. by being a water unit, and Dominic was win. There we go. He's working on that Miles now from SEIISHIZO's side. Miles, additional turn. Spin grab shot onto... Oh, Masha strips. Fails to stun. Fast link available. Goes onto Miles. Fails the defense break. Bilio dismounting the Masha.
Well, it does help a lot. The artifacts don't care about element, but at the same time, this Masha being SEIISHIZO's main source of damage, and yet that she has to take down 3 water units. We know Masha can crit on water whenever she likes, but at the same time, can she crit this many times to take out 3 water units? Really, really hard to say, especially when Shizuka is on the field as well, one of the scariest units available.
That is a huge move from Shizuka, all things in nature. Billy taking out that Masha. Praha is stunned and asleep. Juno is going to get a big heal right now. There we go. Full heal for SEIISHIZO's side. Goes for the strip. Oh, lands it on Oliver. Oliver with 4 dots. Oh, past life spell from Shizuka is available. Will he bring back a unit, or will it give it to Miles? Gives it to Oliver. I mean,
give it to
Abelio.
Abelio, interestingly. He wants Abelio to get his cooldowns back again, and he indeed does. What a smart move. He could have chosen to give it to Dominic to put some more damage on the Praha, but this is a really good move as well. And he's just going to work down this Praha. Once the Praha is gone, there's going to be nothing. I don't think this Juno can take out any of these water units.
That is actually a huge additional turn from that Praha. Miles not looking very healthy right now. That engine passive was dealing some serious damage earlier. Here we go. Juno into the Shizuka.
It is definitely not over yet, Killer. That Miles had so many dots on him. I wonder if it was actually a good decision from ISMOO earlier to use the Shizuka skill free, because the Oracles were able to convert those into dots.
Crit. Ooh, failed crit on the Praha. That is very crucial. That Dominic weakening in that Praha. Oh, additional turn.
This Praha almost has her Daydream available again. ISMOO is going to need to take out this Praha as soon as possible before she gets another turn. But of course, she does kind of turn cycle really easily. Or she could just proc. Can he stun her with Abelio?
Oh, big stun from Abelio into Praha. Praha missing a turn.
Oh my god.
That is huge. Oh, Shizuka, all things in nature is available. Will he use it?
Please don't use it. No.
No. Oh, Praha gets the stun. Juno gets the debuffs and the speed buff. Abelio goes into... Who's he going to go? Is he going to gamble into Juno? Goes into Juno.
Choice.
Take out Juno. Oh,
excellent choice.
Wow, that was amazing to watch.
Of course, there was the dot that Shizuka was providing on the Praha. ISMOO did gamble a bit that he would land a dot on the Praha. Of course, Juno can heal a lot with all those debuffs, but it didn't matter. These 2 units, Shizuka and Abelio, are still alive. It worked out in the end, and I don't think this Juno is going to be able to take out an Abelio.
There we go. Billy doing some serious damage on that Juno. Juno revenges. Juno takes a turn, gets some attack bar. Shizuka skill 1 onto Juno, takes it out. ISMOO takes it out with a clean sweep. 3-0, moving on to the semi-final.
Wow, you love to see it. The crowd are going wild there, fellas. Wow, ISMOO 3-0. Who would have called that against SEIISHIZO? A valiant effort from his competitor, but ISMOO